It's not a matter of if, but when. Your black tank drain is going to clog. And what are you going to do then? Right here is one of RV life's most glamorous elements, and it gets even more glamorous when your RV's black tank drain clogs. However, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So let's first talk about some key tips to avoiding the problem in the first place, before we actually get into how to cure the problem when it does occur. First off, when you're on full hookups, be sure to keep your black tank's valve closed and use plenty of water with each flush of the toilet. These two practices are essential for avoiding the dreaded poo pyramid. The poo pyramid occurs when all of the liquids leave your black tank, but the solids remain behind because there's not enough liquid to flush them out of the hose along with the liquids. It leaves a hard mass on the bottom of your black tank that is very, very difficult to remove. It also helps to use proper chemicals in your black tank. Not only do they control odors, but they also contain enzymes that help to break down those solids to flush out when it's time to empty your black tank. Unlike your black tank valve, it's okay to leave your gray tank valve open while on a sewer hookup. Shortly before dumping your black tank, close your gray tank valve, dump the black first, and then the gray water to flush the remaining black water from the sewer hose. Use your RV's built-in black tank flusher, or in the event that your RV is not so equipped, there are wands available that you can put down the toilet to rinse the black tank until all the water coming out of the tank runs clear. Run fresh water through the rinser until all the water comes out clear and no visible solids are still passing through the tank drain. That's where these clear connectors come in handy. They're not only handy, but they're critical. How else in the world are you going to know if the water's coming out clear from your tank? But what happens one day when your black tank stops draining prematurely before it's empty? Despite your best intentions, it will happen to you one day. Either it's going to clog in the opening in the bottom of the black tank where the material drains out, or it's going to clog in the drain tube itself. And what are you going to do? It's not like you can snake the thing because gravity's your enemy when that clog lets go. That's when you'll be very happy to have on hand the Flush King from Valterra. Now you can see this isn't brand new. We've had this for a number of years. We bought it when we had a clog unexpectedly that we had to solve. And we were lucky because all we had to do was walk right over here to Camping World to go get it. However, what if we were in the middle of nowhere, miles from the nearest RV supply when this happened? This is something that every RVer should have in their sewer kit. And understand, this video is not sponsored by Valterra in any way, shape, or form. We just really appreciate having this device on board because it works. So let's just take a closer look at the various parts of this thing. It has a gate valve, pretty much exactly like the gate valve on your sewer tank. It has bayonet fittings on each side, and right here it has a valve that will prevent, it's a backflow preventer. It will prevent any of the wastewater from going back into your fresh water supply. And another nice thing about having this gate valve is it serves as an emergency backup. If for some reason you happen to have a gate valve fail on your tank, this will keep you from pouring wastewater all over the place and as you're driving down the road until you can get the problem fixed. To use the Flush King, we're simply going to install it within our sewer line, in between our sewer hose and our tank drain. And then we're simply going to attach a fresh water supply to the backflow prevention valve. And my backflow prevention valve is leaking a little bit here, but it's not going to matter. When we turn on that water, as long as this gate valve is closed, that water that's accumulating inside here has nowhere to go but up that tube. Once that gets to our tank, assuming that, for example, the clog is at the outlet of the black tank, that water is just going to push up and push the clog back into the tank exactly the way that it came in. Then after that water has pushed the clog out, we just turn off the water here and open the gate valve and let everything rush out as normal. Now this can be handy too for rinsing out your gray tank. For example, our RV only has a black tank rinser, so we have no way to easily rinse the gray tank. However, if we leave the black tank valve closed and open our gray tank valve, using the Flush King, we can flood water back into our gray tank, fresh, clean water, and let it drain out the bottom. At the time that we're filming this episode, the Valterra Flush King goes for $39.99 on Amazon, or you can find it in many well-stocked RV supply stores. If you decide to purchase a Flush King through Amazon, we'd be thrilled if you did it through the Grand Adventure shop on Amazon. It costs you no more to shop Amazon through Grand Adventure, but Grand Adventure receives a small commission on each sale. We'll put a link right here on the screen, and down below in the video description to the Grand Adventure shop on Amazon. We hope that you found the information in this episode useful to you. If you liked this episode, please be sure to give us a big gloved thumbs up down below, because that's extremely important to us. And while you're down below, we'd love to hear from you in the comment section about what you think of the Flush King. We'd be honored if you shared the channel with your friends, family on social media. But if you're not yet a Grand Adventurer yourself, coming up in just a few short weeks, we're going to be getting back on the road for an entire season of RV travel all across North America for the entire rest of 2024. And we premiere new outdoor RV adventure travel videos each and every Wednesday. So I can't think of a better time for you to go smash that little subscribe button right down there in the lower right-hand corner of your screen and ring that notification bell to be sure that you never miss a grand adventure. So until next Wednesday, please remember, life is nothing but a grand adventure. And we'll see you then.